No, because Byler was absolutely supposed to happen. Byler was absolutely supposed to happen. You can't gaslight people into thinking that Byler was not supposed to happen. It was. It's just that Trump won the White House and our society slowly became more unironically homophobic and like prejudiced against people of different vibes, if you get what I'm saying. And they chickened out. They chickened out. And they chickened out on I don't know. The Stranger Things people forget that Stranger Things doesn't have the best reputation of like treating like their POC actors well, or even having POC actors at all in the first place. Because look, yes, Indiana, everybody knows Indiana, but also at the same time, the Jackson Five's from Indiana, which means there's enough POC people in Indiana realistically that they could have more black and brown people in their show, and not just black and brown people that they include to have trauma, you know, just a little bit, because usually that's what happens with POC characters. They're inserted for like a tearjerker, and then they're kind of pushed aside, and they're like, okay, you got that's the thing. All right, that's kind of like why I loved Argyle. Argyle was happy, and like he was a happy person of color, and like he wasn't used as like a trauma dumping character. Like the way they treated Lucas in season 4, like that was actually traumatic. Like that was actually traumatic, especially with all like every other context of like Lucas not being treated well by the fandom, Lucas having to deal with like racism from Max's older brother, which was realistically we don't talk about that enough. Like that's actually we don't acknowledge that. Like Loki, why were you guys liking Billy when Billy was racist? Don't gaslight us. He was racist. That was a racist. He no. Anyhow. But like yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The Stranger Things finale a was so anticlimactic because it was obviously supposed to be so much more than it turned out to be, and obviously some choices were made. And all of a sudden, Mike has always loved Elle like that. He's always loved Elle. It's always Violet was never supposed to happen, and like yeah, I'm happy they still included Will's coming out scene, but like the reason why it kind of came off as like performative and like over dramatic, even for a gay person, and I'm a lesbian, so I can say that. I can say that, okay? I can say that. Is because it would have been more powerful for him to pull Mike aside and be like, hey, look, I'm gay and I like you. It could have been that simple. But like him rounding everybody up and being like, guys, I'm gay, it was like the writers were like, hey, we're still trying to get the brownie points for having a gay character and a diverse character and showing how hard it is to be gay, but we also don't want to, you know, make true the allegations we've been hinting for, almost the whole entire history of the season of the show. So instead, we're going to just, have this really performative parade like scene of him coming out and, yeah, instead of him expressing his feelings for Mike, you know? And then on top of that, can we talk about something else? Um, Erica. Can we talk about Erica for half a second? Can we talk about Erica for half a second? Because the way that she was kind of dropped off at the end when it came to the finale, and like she didn't have a where are they now moment or any like moment of like here's what she took away from this whole experience, because she's been here I think since season 3, right? Erica's been a character since season 3, or at least season 4, but she's been a speaking character since season 3 or season 4, I forgot. And yet she has no ending. She kind of just drops off, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Actually, it pissed me off a lot. Like I kept watching the ending, being like, okay, all right, okay, they did Lucas, okay, are they gonna go to, you know, go to the next his sibling? And they didn't. They just kind of moved on, and I'm like, okay, Holly, I love Holly. I love Holly. Holly's so brave. She's strong. She's amazing. But the fact that a character that was only like the fact that a speaking character that was only like made this season, like Holly was only made into like a speaking prevalent character this season, was given an ending, and also given an ending that sets her up to be the next generation of like Stranger Things kids, and Erica was left in the dust. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. And I'm like, yes, Holly's amazing. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's great. But like, Holly's only been here for a year, and also she's so young. It's like it's almost unrealistic. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm like, can we have some black girl representation for half a second? Because like media hates having whimsical black women. And like even can I complain for half a second how like Holly was allowed to be innocent, yet Erica was this overplayed sassy black girl from the start. And like as a black theater actor, the that's lazy writing. That is lazy directing. That is lazy directing. I'm not I mean I'm sassy, but like one thing I do is I never black female actors know the stereotypes that are given to their character arc, and usually they avoid it unless the director literally says play it up to this point. Okay, that was the actor like that was a directing choice, and like it kind of pissed me off because it does do it is a like show of like the adultification of black girls, you know, because why does Erica need to be sassy from the start, have practically no like growth. She has some growth, like no, like I like how they did establish that she was smart, but like she really didn't have like growth personality wise, even though she's been a main character, like a prevalent character, not main character, a prevalent character for a long enough of a time that she could have personality growth. Like why is that? Like what do you mean? And then like Kylie or Eight, I forgot her name, Eight. Can we talk about Eight? I love Eight. I love her. Okay, she's a very complicated character, but the way that she was kind of just added on this season as like we gotta kill somebody, but we don't want to kill any of the main crew, so we're gonna add on this POC, you know, character, and we're gonna immediately kill her unnecessarily in a really lazy way. Okay, what do you mean she died from debris? What do you mean she just she's dead now? Like I hate that. Like respectfully, no, that was it's just like the this finale was there were so many other plot holes, every the obvious ones, but like just I don't know. This finale was a perfect show of how like how conservative our culture has gotten simply the way that they treated like a gay character and all the POC characters that they had. Like it was just so lazy and so safe. Like they were so safe this year. They were so safe. And like it was to the point where I'm like something doesn't feel right. And like it's weird for it to be over because like, you know, this show has been around like it's 10 years of our life, you know. I was in junior high when this show came out, you know, and now it's over, and like and that feels weird, but at the same time it also feels weird because like it doesn't feel finished, like it's not a satisfying ending because for 4 seasons they've been building up to this huge end, to this huge like there's so much development, and then it just kind of drops off because obviously they were scared in the same way that like you know how like Netflix is taking off Shiva and the Princess of Power because it's too much of a gay show and they don't want that on their, you know, on their platform. I feel like they chickened out on making this show, Stranger Things, more like queer and like liberal because they want to stay ahead of the curve. They want their platform to be friendly for everybody, even hateful people. And like that's just lazy. That's just lazy. Violet was supposed to happen. And yes, it was never going to happen. But at the same time, we're not like I don't know. I don't know. Like that crying scene when Will was crying in season 4, as a lesbian, seeing that scene, like, just you can't put these intricate scenes of showing a closeted kid having a crush on a possibly another closeted kid, and then gaslight all the fans who are very like fans of being like, no, none of that mattered, none of that happened. He was just crying because he's gay. And you know he was not. Did you think? Oh my God, we're gay love. What? Like I don't know. It's just it kind of pissed me off a little bit because I'm like, guys, it's okay. You know, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I love Stranger Things, and I'm going to rewatch this series. But like this finale was so bad. It was so bad. It was like unironically bad, and like yeah, yeah, no, like Mike and Elle, like they were platonic, and like if romance was there, it wasn't written well enough to be established to the point in which they tried to convince us it was in the finale.